Oh, oh, don't pull too hard. We gotta. Can you pull back on this right here? Okay. Slowly. Got a build sheet in here, and it's pretty well intact. But I don't want to. There you go. Yep, we're good. That is pretty cool. We are finally back with the Nova. It has been a very long time since this has been on the channel. Everybody likes this car, but it's back, and we got to get this done for Dad in a timely manner, hopefully, so he can actually drive this thing. It's been over a year now for sure that it has been on and off the channel, and we need to get it done. So the other day, I pulled the fuel tank out of it. Basically, that bolt broke. Surprise, surprise. This one came off, so that's cool. And then I just cut all the lines because they're all junk anyway. So there's one small hole in the trunk. We'll patch that. But new tanks over there, all that good stuff, that's not going to go in yet because we got a lot to do inside while the engine and trans are still out. Floor pans are on the way. There's carpet over there. There's a package tray over there. There's a dash pad over there. Probably some other stuff. I honestly don't know what all he ordered, so there's a bunch of stuff over there. We're gonna get the seats out and the carpet out to see how bad the floors really are. We got 2 full panels, one for each side, but I want to try and use as much of the factory metal as possible if it's good. So that's kind of where we're going to start. We're going to get maybe the front seat out first. That way the back seat's a little more easy to mess with because I'm sure it's all rusty and stuck in there pretty good. And then maybe try and get the carpet out and suck everything out of here that's left and see what we're working with. But I'm pretty sure that section for sure is going to be trashed. And then maybe a little spot over here, but I'm hoping this stuff is pretty good and maybe this stuff, but we'll see. Well, so far, first one came out like super nice. Brendan's working on those 2 over there. I got one more back here. This one's kind of a pain to get to through all this carpet and stuff. But it came out or broke free nice and easy too, so with any luck I might have some pretty good metal from the front of the seat back. It might have just been kind of where the shoes hit the floor, you know, where all the kind of water settled in and just couldn't get out.
This carpet over here felt a little damp, but it's clean underneath it.
Yeah, should be all right. So we're on the way to getting this seat out, and we'll slide it out in a minute. Okay. Put that way. Come over there. Yeah. Put that on the floor back here. So this thing's pretty much trashed. I mean, it could be recovered, I'm sure, but
Good enough to hold my buns.
I don't know. I don't know what we're gonna go put back in it. I don't know if Dad wants a bench back in it.
Oh, sick.
Yeah, that's for them long neck people. Or if he's gonna want this recovered and put back in it. Don't know. So I know he had mentioned putting buckets in it, but who knows at this point.
Actual racing seats with that powerhouse.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that super cammed out small block. It's gonna be wild. Yeah, big. Mm-hmm. Yeah. But otherwise, I mean, really, floor looks pretty decent. Not gonna lie. I mean, there's original paint stuff going on under this.
Behind that seat looks the best, probably.
Yeah, I mean, that's
Pretty shiny right there.
pretty good, to be honest. Oh, what you got over here?
Usually these plugs are rusted in the bottom of these old cars too.
Oh, don't pull too hard. We gotta. Can you pull back on this right here?
Yeah.
Slowly. Got a build sheet in here, and it's pretty well intact. But I don't wanna. There you go. Yep, we're good. That is pretty cool. So, throw this on the hood here and see what we can find. I've never found a build sheet under the carpet. I've always found them in the back of the seat and stuff like that, which it could have in the back of the seat too, but this is actually probably the best shape.
Literally, there isn't a whole one in that thing.
I mean, hole-wise, I mean, yeah, it's seen some water and stuff, but look at all those options. So, Cascade Motor Sales, Cascade, Iowa, right there. This was the Van Noyes plant in Van Nuys, California. So it's a California car. Let's see here. Carpet front and rear, trunk mat, rocker molding, body moldings, window molding. Let's see. 342 axle ratio, so that's cool to know. We did not know that before.
Engine harness.
Yep, so there should be there's the L48 V8 350, which we already confirmed is numbers matching to that car, as well as the M20
Rear
4-speed trans that is factory to that car. E70 by 14 tires. It did have the N10 dual exhaust. That's kind of cool. Ashtray lamp, cigar lighter. Some of this is kind of hard to read. I don't know what the U76 is with slant. I don't know what that one is. Floor deadener. We just pulled a bunch of that back to find this.
That word right there.
Custom order.
Ordered.
Wow.
Customer
So
ordered.
this is a customer ordered car. They ordered it with all these options. So that's kind of cool. I was hoping to find ZR8 white stripes. That must be these little guys. Interesting. There is the Z26 SS equipment package.
That is a legit
Super
SS
cool.
car.
So this is a factory SS, factory L48, factory 4-speed car, and all of the numbers on all three of them match together. So super cool. And now we have the build sheet to actually prove it.
Put it in a picture frame.
So this will be more than likely laminated or framed or something to go with this to Dad or whatever he wants to do with it. But this is honestly super cool. I did not expect to find this at all. So didn't even really think about it being a possibility. Honestly, I figured it would just be trash. So
I thought the carpet was already out of it too, which looks like a little patch panel there, but I guess it has never been out.
there's also the G80 posi track axle. So
Hopefully we can break that in a little more.
yeah, 10 bolt, 342 posi, 4-speed 350 car. Like this is
Pretty tall gear for a factory 4-speed car, really.
that is actually honestly, with the tire size, the bigger 28-inch tire, that is going to be an awesome rear end ratio. It's going to kind of do everything we want. I mean, it's going to have the out of the hole power and torque, and it's probably going to be fairly decent on the highway. I mean, 342 and a 1-to-1 I would say 60, 65. It'll be pretty happy. I mean,
2,500 RPM. Probably.
yeah, it shouldn't be bad. So,
Especially with that total car.
so this would be a super nice all-around car, hopefully. So that's super cool. So we're gonna put this over the toolbox and definitely keep it to be framed or laminated or something. And that'll stay with the car because that's awesome. So with that out of the way and that unexpected deal here, we're gonna keep going on the interior. And we're gonna pull the rest of this carpet and the back seat out, kind of see where we're at there. And probably pull that little speaker thing out. The 8-track is definitely staying, and I'm hoping that works, but
All an original wooden
very
pencil.
unlikely. Oh yeah, rare, super rare. But yeah, I mean, seat bolts came out pretty dang good. Happy with that. This was the little patch that he was talking about, so I don't really know what that is. When we get the seat out, we'll investigate that a little more. But really, I mean, it looks like this line that way is pretty much trashed. So I don't know if the pieces that he ordered will have the 4-speed hole cut in them already. Probably not. And hopefully they do come up like the Chevelle did halfway up the tunnel and we can kind of make that hole. But that side really ain't terrible, except for up further. But I'm sure it's... Yeah, I would say...
Look at that.
Yeah, that's pretty good there. Super happy with that. So yeah, which that will save us, basically with it being from here forward, that's going to save us with this little seat cross member. We won't have to do anything with that like we did with the Chevelle. That was kind of a pain. Basically, we're just putting floor pans in it, to be honest. I mean, 4 footwell pans, I should say.
That
So
probably doesn't come with a shifter hole in it, does it?
No, probably not. We'll have to cut that in there. But, I mean, with this being a bench seat car, it does not have the shifter hump like a console car would have. So basically, it's literally just a hole in the floor pan anyway. So that's not a big deal.
Looks like it's already been customized.
Yeah, I had to do some reworking when we were messing with it. But that's good. So the subframe kind of comes right here. You can see that. We'll see that more when we get this floor cut out. But those bushings are trash too. So see how much they are and if we want to dive into that. But let's get this carpet out of here, see what's under the back seat and the back of the back seat, and get this thing cleaned up a little bit.
This one bolted in or something?
Yeah, so if you look at the bottom right there, right here. Well, bottom of the back seat's out. So far, everything looks pretty good.
What are these things?
Yeah, so I don't know if you can see over there. Okay. That's some sort of patch. At some point in time, they just kind of threw some silicone house stuff in there and
A little caulk.
yeah, little hole right there.
That doesn't look like rust though.
Yeah, it looks like
It's
some
like somebody,
hackery.
yeah, jabbed a hammer through it or something.
Unknown, but we can patch that up. That ain't no big thing. This one came out okay. This one's a little bent, but no big deal. Oh, that's nice and solid. That does look a little crusty over there. We'll have to see what. Maybe we'll have to expand that patch just a touch.
All right.
Everything over here.
Oh,
Same
more
thing.
patches. I'm almost wondering if they did something to cause that underneath the bottom. Like,
I don't know.
would a leaf spring go through there?
It is right kind of where the leaf spring
I wonder
area is, but
if they put some sort of like slapper bars on it back in the day and took them off, and that's because they poked a hole through their floor.
well, it's got slapper bars on it right now, but there's nothing that goes up through there on the floor side. Like everything's solid here, so it would have to have been from the top down. Because all this is factory solid. I don't know. Not really sure what their idea there was,
But-
or how it happened.
They must have not cared about that build sheet because they almost had to pull the carpet out to do this.
At least from the back part.
Right.
Maybe. I mean, if it was fairly new when this occurred, maybe they pulled the carpet back, fixed it, and threw it back in. I mean, the build sheet was right here, so they might have just missed it, not seen it, or like you said, they didn't care. It was a newer car back then, so no big deal. But kind of weird. Not sure on that.
And there's 2 on each side, but they're both in different spots.
Yeah. So kind of unsure. So this car, story goes, and I think it was kind of on some of the older videos of this car on the channel too, but when Kent bought this car, he bought it as a parts car for one of the cars that he had originally. And when he showed up, the guy had said that it was rear-ended by a semi. So Kent just assumed that it was trashed, and he wanted the front clip and stuff off of it anyway. So showed up, it was a running, driving car exactly how you see it now. And there was one, and there still is, one little deal in the roof. It's not really a buckle, it's just kind of a little titch in the roof. And that was all that was wrong with the car. So couldn't have got rear-ended that hard. Like,
Must have got rear-ended by one of them plastic bubble trucks.
Tapped or something. I don't know. But that was the story that I got, and he ended up buying this car and driving it instead because, I mean, 4-speed SS 72, you know, whatever. It's probably better than the other car that he had. So
Rock on.
who cares, you know? So that might have been before him too. I have no idea. The sealant, whatever they used, is kind of weird. It still looks wet, to be honest with you.
It must be some of that foam fill that we used to patch the hole in the Monte Carlo.
It's probably been 40 years ago, and it still looks kind of wet. So I don't know what kind of sealant that is, but maybe it's not. It just looks like it. But weird.
We're going to go ahead and get this back seat out of here, and we'll catch up with you.
There's a bolt here, a bolt there. Slop them out, and then
maybe we'll just vacuum this out. I mean, it's not very, you know, might not need the vacuum, but
you can weld through that. It's fine.
right.
This is original. It's good for you.
Here, just open the back door.
All you old guys that have done this 25 times, just skip ahead, please.
Right. This car's like 12 times older than both of us.
Just be happy we're interested, all right?
Right.
All jokes aside, it's really not that hard to do. You got 2 bolts, lift up, slide out. But everything in here looks pretty good too. Nice good layer of dust.
There's a little hole right here, but that's if we're being picky.
There's a little one right there too. You see that white coming through right there. No biggie.
Looks like it might be a little soft and squishy right there.
But I mean, this is just gonna get covered up anyway, so
Spray paint.
that ain't no big
Fresh spray paint rebuild.
We might have to find some perfect match 1972 antique green.
Yeah.
Doubtful. But package tray looks solid. That's cool.
What is this thing?
That is the EVAP
Oh, emissions right in the
vent
car.
vent-ish thing from the tank. So most cars have that. Chevelle's got, well, Chevelle had it at some point. I don't know if it's still there. I'll be
Oh, the
honest
Monte
with
Carlo didn't have it.
you.
That was because it's high class.
But I think a lot of it depends on engine options and, you know, whatever. Some cars have it, some cars don't. That one's still there, and it's solid, so it's probably just gonna stay bolted right where it's at.
It'll just be black.
But yeah. So maybe we will get this vacuumed out real quick. Maybe finish pulling the front carpet out. Maybe get a light in here so you can actually see what we're looking at up here. And go over the whole interior one more time. And maybe we'll do some unboxing, because I haven't even seen what's in the boxes over there. So maybe we'll do that. I don't know what's in them. So here we go. Oh, retractability. All right, so we got some light in here now. I think this is kind of one of those times where you get everything out of here, and you kind of wish you just would have left it dirty. Because there's a couple other holes that we didn't see, just because of the dirt and stuff. There's one there. This is a little rusty, a little bit there.
Almost a hole.
Yeah, I mean, there's the same spot on this side. This is kind of where the tack welds are on that center.
It looks like something came apart or bottomed out on the bottom of this car
Ooh,
somewhere.
that is nice. Maybe.
And I wonder if it was something to do with some of this stuff.
Maybe they tried to jack it up, or maybe this was part of the little crunch that when it rear-ended. I don't know. These are technically kind of a unibody car. So they got a front subframe bolted here, and then the car, and then the rear subframe. So maybe when it did get kind of bumped, it just kind of buckled the middle a little bit with this and the roof.
If it got bumped by a semi and that's all it did,
yeah, I
mean, building more 1972 Novas.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think it was very bad. Yeah, so right here, I don't know if you guys can see this on video, but right on the other side of this little surface rust spot, there's a little dip right here. So I am thinking that it might have got bumped by something at some point, because basically the rear subframe is kind of right where these patches are, and that's right where this is. I mean, literally right in line, and then that little piece there. This side looks okay. I don't see anything. That's a factory kind of cast there.
I'm still gonna mark it up as it's all lowers torque, so that big.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. That's what it was. You know. But yeah, I mean, it's really not terrible. And I think like this stuff here, this one, and all of this little rust here, and even this stuff, I think honestly that was probably because of these patches. It probably did leak in a little bit, especially that one.
Yeah, definitely.
I mean, maybe not so much these, but
like I said, when I pulled the carpet up, this was still a little damp.
yeah. So I mean, this one right here with all this rust, and then this one kind of with the water kind of pooling down here, I assume. If those wouldn't have been messed with, however it happened, or whatever they're from, if those wouldn't be there, it probably wouldn't be quite as bad in the back, to be honest. But maybe it would have. Who knows? But yeah, I mean, the front, you can obviously tell where the sound deadening was over the tunnel. Super nice. Unfortunately, we'll probably end up cutting that out because we're going to have to cut everything out around it. So probably going to get cut out unless we can just do this section and the sides. But don't know if it's worth it yet. We'll just have to see what the panels look like.
Even on this side of the tunnel, it's rusted up into.
Yeah. So I mean, really back here, the only thing that I'm really worried about, I think all this probably be real good. We can wire wheel that, pour 15 the tunnel up there and stuff. Probably just come down to here. The only thing I'm really worried about is, oh, yep, right there. So we got a hole right there. We'll have to pull this panel off and see. Hopefully that's only right there, but we have this little hole too. So I don't really want to get into where this switch is, but we'll just have to see kind of, because it's a little soft down here. Yeah, right there. I mean, all this right here is soft. So that's kind of be a little bit of a more finesse type fix. Everything else should be okay. Been through the glove box and stuff, so it's pretty empty. It did have a big mouse nest and stuff up in there, but really, I mean, this big square is the big thing on both sides. Really, if we got that done, we could live with everything else. I mean,
It ain't gonna be driven in the rain anyway.
yeah, I mean, it's not really going to be driven that much. Yes, that will spread, and we will fix that, but even if we didn't, it's not like it would spread fast enough for it to really matter. I mean, but we'll fix that. We'll try to do everything as right as we can. I don't want to do anything partially. I want to do it right. So we'll patch all this little stuff up while we're here. You know, it ain't going to be that big of a deal. But honestly, the floor is in really good shape. Pretty happy with it. So for sitting as long as it did, the plates say 02, so it's been 20 years this year. It's 20 or 21 when we pulled it out. I don't know how long we've had the car.
a year and
But-
3 months ago.
Yeah, so I mean it's sat for a long time, and it didn't sit in very good condition. So this is very, very good. I'm very pleased with this, and we got a pretty good build. So with that done, we're gonna go ahead and end off this video with some unboxing, because why not? We don't have any big panels to start where we need to start yet. They should be here in a couple days. So really I'm gonna start with the floor and then kind of work up from there, with the dash pad, package tray, and all that stuff, carpet, and then figure out what seats are going in this thing. So let's do some unboxing and see what we're working with. All right, so mind the black bars on the screen from the lights, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 boxes here. I think all of this except for the carpet came from ground up, so never dealt with them before personally, but seems to be where Dad decided to go. Ooh. So not sure honestly what any of this is besides obviously the carpet, because it says carpet. This is weather stripping, feels like. Yep. So we got all new weather stripping for the whole entire thing. So window seals, door, all that stuff, because honestly that is non-existent. It is weather cracked and completely either gone or junk. So hopefully this is a pretty nice kit. I think I remember him sending me the kit, having me look at it, and I think it's pretty good stuff. So there's that. Kind of forgot about the weather stripping, to be honest. This bunch of packing paper. Got some more weather stripping, I guess. Oh, trunk. So this is weather stripping for the trunk, because obviously it's trash too. We got a complete heater box, and that is actually metal. So yeah, the one that's on it, honestly I don't know if it's bad. It must be. We got one, so this is gonna go on it. This says Camaro heater box 68 to 70, so this might not go on. I don't know. Small block, no AC, heater box. Honestly, it probably is the same. I don't know. We'll have to look at that. It does look the same, because these here are the little indents for the heater hoses coming out of the firewall. I would bet this is the same. Obviously, we will look, and if it's not, oh, here we go. This says heater box cover without AC, 64 to 72 Chevelle, all Camaro, and then NO, which I assume is Nova, and they don't have the room to print it. This is probably the same. Hood cowl seal, so across the back of the hood. This is heater box caulk sealant roll. There's a lot of that, so we probably won't need all of that. There's just all kinds of stuff in here. Apparently he did not want to go with my fancy pole barn roof underlayment for a sound and heat barrier. This is a whole kit. I did not know he ordered this, and this is actually pretty awesome. This looks like pretty good stuff. Flatline barriers. This looks like it's all pre-cut to 68 to 74 Nova. Floor insulation and sound dampening. This is honestly pretty cool. Comes with a whole book there. So
Any part you need for this damn car right here.
yeah,
Steering wheel, cowls, radios, brakes, shocks.
I'm sure we
All
will.
from ground up.
Yeah, I'm sure we will need much from them. And hey, ground up, if you're watching, we're basically building this car from you guys to a degree inside. So, so if you want to help, hey, you know, we're probably gonna need quarters at some point.
Probably gonna need shots. There's suspension parts in there.
We're gonna need things, you know. The leaf springs are rough, and honestly, right now they're gonna stay there. So if you want to change that, let me know. Anyway, heater box seal kit. Apparently to seal the heater box. Yeah, so that's honestly really cool. I'm excited for that. Did not realize that he ordered that. That looks like pretty good stuff. So excited to put that in over a nice new floor. So, put all this stuff back in there with the extra weather stripping. And that one's done. This one. What do we got in here? Ooh. Dash pad. Very nice. Studs, nuts, things. So looking at this one, we'll be able to figure out where we need to take the other ones out. This is black, just like factory. And looks pretty nice, to be honest. It's got the same type of factory looking mold in there. So that's cool. I'm going to put it back in the original box so it doesn't get bent. I don't hear sirens out here very often. We were in the middle of nowhere. And that's pretty loud. If this video cuts off. Ooh. I don't know what this is for. But there's two of them, I think. Nope, just one. This kind of looks like an unfinished kick panel type thing with some headliner-ish. Oh, I bet this is sail panel. Right there. See that? See the shape? See it? Bet that's what it is. It's got a little excess on here, so apparently it's cut to fit. Yeah. Never put it. Oh no, we got a headliner. It's not good. I was hoping I didn't have to do that. Apparently we're putting a headliner in this, huh, Dad? Cool. I think there is two sail panels because, yeah, cardboard stuff. Yep. So, two sail panels and a headliner. Great. I've never put a headliner in, and
Don't plan on it.
I have heard they're not fun. So, you guys might just see me struggle, and we'll get that in there. I think obviously we know what's in this box, but we'll show it to you anyway. Because you're gonna know what color it is, you know? It's black. Because black is going with everything. The original carpet was green. We're not putting green carpet in. So you guys saw me do it with the Chevelle. It's fairly simple, to be honest. I'm not gonna unroll that for you. You know what it looks like. And it does have some type of backing on it. So between that sound deadening and stuff and this should be a nice quiet car, to be honest, and cool because it's gonna have headers on it. So important stuff. All right, Brendan's got the last one open here. Hoping I know what this is. Oh yeah. So this is the package tray for the back, and if you guys can see, which I don't know if you can on this side, but on this side you can. There's holes for speakers. I don't know if we're going to be putting speakers in there, but the package tray itself, the metal stamped part, does have the holes for them. Maybe we'll put some in and leave the wires dangle.
The old 6-ways back in it if they even make them.
Yeah, I don't know. We might put some speakers in it and let them dangle, and if we put a radio in it, they're there. If they're not, if we don't, whatever, you know, cheapers. Speakers are fairly cheap. Is there anything in that box down yonder?
Probably just the hardware or the glue, however it held on there.
Take a gander. Repops. Automotive reproduction. This is an unknown box of stuff.
Looks like chrome molding.
So,
Oh, window seals, probably.
ooh, yes.
The felt that goes around the windows, maybe.
Check this out. Made in the USA.
America, baby.
Amazing. I am very happy with that. Doesn't mean the quality is going to be great, but I'm very happy that they're made here. That's cool. All new nice little felts. Don't want to scratch those windows.
Maybe one day when they're tinted.
Yeah, so neat. I believe that's everything. So, like I said, guys, we will be getting floor pieces for this in probably 3, 4, 5 days. Probably 2 or 3. Probably 2 or 3, to be honest. And then we'll be ready to put the floor in and kind of smooth all that out. 415, whatever we're gonna do.
John Deere Black.
JD Black, you know. I won't say a brand name. That would be rude. But yeah, stuff that's cheap-ish. And then I don't really know. We're gonna have to decide. We get the floor done. Are we going to just go ahead and stab the engine and trans and fuel tank and fuel system in this first? That way we know if we got a running driving car, and maybe that way we can actually move it around the shop a little bit and, you know, put the rest of the interior in it at our leisure.
Just so we don't get all dirty on the carpet and stuff too.
True, yeah. So I will be getting a hold of Dad to see what seats he wants to go with. We'll go ahead and pop out the floor real quick when the pieces get here, and then we'll probably go ahead and do the drivetrain, because I think between the buckets and the bench seat, the bolt patterns are obviously different because there's 8 bolts with buckets and 4 with a bench. So that is going to determine what holes we drill in the new pan. Well, I guess the new pan won't go back that far. So depending on if we drill new holes or not. So I'll get with him on that, and then while we're waiting for an answer or seats for that, get the drivetrain in, and hopefully we'll hear this thing chop pretty hard here pretty soon.
There's a whole fresh rebuild with some black paint.
Yeah, so that's kind of where we're at, guys. Thank you for watching. I know this is probably going to be a fairly long video, but I am just excited that we got some Nova stuff done. It's been waiting a long time, and it's been needing done. So between this and putting these things up, like you guys have seen, this one's actually hooked up. I've been procrastinating on this one. And then we get them wired, and it'll be warm in here for when we're doing the rest of this. So, yeah, got some things happening. Just try and find time to do it. So, thanks guys for watching. Like, subscribe, all that stuff. You know the deal on that. No big deal. But yeah, we will be back hopefully fairly soon with some more. So, thank you, Brennan, for helping tonight, and probably in the future because got a long way to go. Got a short time to get there.